Today we have several very extreme good news for you. First of all, I want to greet you all. The second of all, I want to share with you that this is the first edition of the Pitch2Pitch in this lovely place. Actually, I want to hear a big applause, several occasions for the premium co-working spaces. And I know 2 more are running, so yeah. Okay, it's top secret. Next good news that I can share with you, of course, this is the Season 2, Episode 4. Also, today is International Day of the Science and Peace. And I know that all of the startup that we will hear tonight, they all connected with this mission. So I'm really passionate to hear more about you. Today we're having a special program with really interesting startups. Of course, with me again, it's my lovely co-host, my supporter, and my friend in this lovely venture, Anastas. Big applause for him also.
Okay, you can get used to it, don't worry. This is our maybe 20th event, but okay.
Yes. And I always make
Yeah, thank you for being vaccinated, thank you. Thank you. Enjoy, and of course I like to say that there is the name date of Mina, Mincho, Victor and Victoria. I think we have Victoria in the building, right?
Yeah, cheers!
Yeah, cheers! Yeah, okay. So as you know, Pitch2Pitch is a monthly series where entrepreneurs and innovators will have the chance to share their projects. You have projects, guys. Okay. 5+5 startups and even more tonight. Every month we will have the opportunity to grab us within 1 minute with your startup any stage. Then they will have 2 or more minutes for questions from the audience and from the lovely investors here. So the annual winner will receive tickets and 1 week accommodation in Israel. Please applause. One week bootcamp training in Israel with the Israeli investors, one of them holding the title Most Exits in Israel. So, big applause again. And the opportunity to invest in the idea up to many money which are below this carpet. And of course, you need to know many very important things that every month on the 11th day, we meet each other again. So thank you, and Christina, can you tell me who are the jury members tonight?
Sure, they are quite important, quite interesting people. I will start with my closest, of course, nothing personal, but yeah, this is Bobby Kolev. He's serial entrepreneur, member of all of my clusters and ecosystem, and thank you for being here.
Okay, the next one, big applause for Michael Gorel, Israeli angel investor. Thank you.
Okay, next online with us is Victor Schiller, who is from America for Bulgaria Foundation. Big applause, please.
And we have from Impetus Capital, Christina Boseva, of course. Big applause.
And do not forget about our host tonight of the MO, the jury member of the jury members, creator of this event, Emil Shkaczyński, big applause. I know with us online is Trifon also, who is the other guy who is part of this event, and I want to thank them both because for this year and a half we are having the opportunity to meet over 60 fantastic startups. Some of them already are very well invested, realized, and part of our unique ecosystem, so a big applause for them also.
Yeah, never heard about this Emil, such a nice guy. So, I think we're ready for the first startup.
Actually, we are. So, let me introduce you, Georgi Kiriou from Pleggi, educational startup. The stage is yours, 1 minute.
Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Georgi and I want to present you Pleggi. Pleggi is an online marketplace for students to connect with online private teachers who are verified by us, and we have created a verification process for these teachers. We have around 200 teachers to this day, and we are committed to creating a new level of education in Bulgaria. So for now, we have conducted a research with our parents. We have collected more than 400 responses from them, and they think that 50% of Bulgarian educators need private lessons for their children to go in high school. So this is really troubling for us, and we want to solve it. We're a team of passionate teachers, software engineers, and salespeople, and we're really committed to creating a few more educational tools and instruments for the new era of education. And I have a few more seconds, and I want to tell you more about my co-founder, Daniel Pleggi, who is a real sales guy, and he's building our sales team. And we have created really strong, so to say, big community, I want to say, from teachers, and that's the greatest part for me. Thank you.
Okay, so question, what's your traction? How many teachers, how many classes?
Yeah, we have done around 150 classes, and some of them are recurring. And our business model is we are taking 20% commission from every lesson, and currently we're doing that, and maybe we will be pivoting to subscription model. So we are locking in people who want to take lessons for the whole year because they want to prepare for the exams, of course.
Ladies first.
How many of your students are recurring?
Yeah, we have around. Okay, we have around 15 recurring clients.
What's your exit strategy? What's the plan?
Yeah. We're currently only on the Bulgarian market. We connected with a startup unicorn, Ghost Student, who is an Europe unicorn right now, and we'll plan on executing in similar Eastern European countries and then selling to them in about 2 years.
What's your main added value? Like, are you just connecting them? Are you providing some technology, or what is it?
Yeah, we have built the system around verification of the teachers, and also we have streamlined the whole process because we have an online private classroom. So when they pay, they get a link to the private classrooms, and they have all the tools to teach their classes, of course.
Do you plan on scaling beyond Bulgarian market, and if so, when? And what are the main struggles you might incur?
Thank you for that question. Of course, we will be planning to expanding in similar countries like Macedonia and Serbia, but for now we want to capture the Bulgarian market as a whole, create the real value here, so we have so to say cash flow to expand there. Yeah.
What do you see as a competition, and what do you think makes you better than the competition?
The current competition are indirect mainly. There were some few platforms in that space, but they all died because they were pre-COVID, and now after COVID teachers are more and more likely to teach online, and we provide online teachers who are from the small areas in Bulgaria to have more exposure and earn extra money for themselves, and they really like that. Yeah, they tell us the feedback is that they're earning so much more that they're really happy to stay with us.
There is a question from the online.
I'll ask you a question. So what do you see as the market in Bulgaria, I guess, or your first country? What are you projecting as far as revenues?
Okay. We are projecting around 1,000 teachers is the market we can capture, and around 10,000 students. The current market of students is a lot bigger. It's around 300,000, but we see that there's only a small community of really passionate students who are really involved in learning more about their subject and wanting to expand their knowledge.
So did you, I don't know what kind of tutoring platforms are available overseas, but all three of my kids had math tutors. We lived in Virginia, and it just turned out that their math teacher wasn't so good. And, you know, we needed a tutor. Is there a way that Bulgarians can, because Bulgarians are great at math, right? Maybe Bulgarians can tutor US students. I think that might be an interesting market.
Yeah, that could be interesting. We are also planning on expanding with additional products. We are also already planning an international product for Bulgarians overseas, but this is coming in the several months.
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be in English, but it's a huge market. So, you know, I'm sure there are tutors there, but probably not as good and probably not at the kind of cost you could deliver it at.
Yeah, we have really good, great teachers here, but they don't know English that well, so that's a big stop for them. Also, the localization and time zones difference is a problem for them.
What do you see as the main challenges? What are really the three main challenges that you see that prevent your startup from succeeding?
Not finding the right interaction with the parents is the main one, and not finding not providing the value to them and not delivering the value in a, so to say, informational way to them. This is the first one. The second one, I would say, is that yeah, they could be also different ways to innovate in the space. I see that there are few companies that are overseas yet, but I think they will expand in those areas also, that will create a new educational softwares that are much more groundbreaking than current existing models. So I think there will be such companies which will come from US and maybe Asia, which will completely change how education will look, and private lessons will be a thing of the past. Also, this is a challenge. And maybe the third one is, I would say, not finding the best team to expand to. But yeah, that's.
So your students would have a lifetime value or a lifetime of maybe a year or two as they sort of prepare for a certain kind of exam, mostly for a year or two. How are you going to keep gaining new and new students when they don't really commit for 5 to 10 years? This is crucial.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, mainly our customers are coming back with us when they graduate the center grade. They come back in a few years because they have the same problem. But then they can, when they're we're already having calls from university students which are coming back and asking for more specialized lessons, and they're coming back with us with that. So I think we can keep them for quite a few years. And I think that's enough. And also they're sharing with their brothers and sisters in the household, so that's also a really great way to connect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the next startup is online. Can you hear me well, Pleggi? Or Pleggi? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Pleggi. Okay, I'm very unprepared for
Yes, I can hear you well.
Okay, so the stage is yours. So are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Go!
He's on. Okay.
You're muted.
You're mute.
For all of your questions. So please, big applause for Nicole Pev and Unboxd. Nico,
Go.
you can start.
Great. Hello everyone, nice to meet you guys. Unboxd is Bulgaria's first digital C2C fashion retail service for brand new and pre-worn fashion goods for both men and women. Through our website, we aim to connect individual buyers and sellers, where sellers will receive the entirety of their sales, and buyers will be able to find items of every kind of size, style, and brand. We are solving the problem that Bulgaria currently has no exact online service which allows for such type of peer-to-peer resale. Our vision is to become Bulgaria's leading e-commerce platform with a strict focus on the resale of clothing items, sparking an eco-conscious retail movement. Our platform will be subscription-based, meaning that sellers will pay a minimal monthly fee to sell their items, and with our focus on security, our users will be able to enjoy some secure user protection policies. Our in-depth market research shows that the clothing resale market is continuously growing, and as everything is becoming ever more digitalized, online shopping is simply becoming a second nature. There has never been a better time to launch such a service in Bulgaria, and that is why we are bringing Unboxd to you here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So if I understand correctly, it's a marketplace for second-hand clothing. Okay, what stage are you right now?
We're in the process of the beginning of the building the platform. It should be ready. We are planning to have our MVP version in April. Website and application for iOS and Android.
Planning to start all the categories at once, or you have specific ones for the MVP, for the starting? How are you going to scale and start?
We are planning to start all the categories at once.
So what is your subscription model like? What do you charge? What will you charge for each box, I assume?
We are going to charge for listings, and we are going to charge only the sellers in the beginning. The buyer's profile will act as a trial version, and actually the buyers can transit into sellers at some point. There's going to be three types of subscriptions, like gold, silver, and bronze. And the first listing will be, we are thinking it's going to be free for all of the users, so we can attract many customers in the beginning.
Okay, we have one question from Mr. Shiver. It's you.
Yeah. So basically, what you're doing is you're allowing people to sort of sell or rent their used clothing to other people. What, are you selling or renting?
Thank you for the question, Becca. Sorry, I'll take over this question. So we're not selling. We're allowing for the platform for individual users to sign up and sell their clothing to each other. They're not renting it. It's a sale basis. And in Bulgaria, because there's no shipping service, kind of like USPS in the United States, we simply connect them and they take care of their transactions through our shipping partner, which will either be Speedy or April.
Right. Yeah. The shipping here is really improved in the last few years. So it's not, it's not as good as Amazon, but it's pretty good. So culturally, I just wonder, culturally, is this something that people will do? Because I've noticed, I've been coming here for like over 20 years. I've lived here for 5 years, and I tell my friends that like the Bulgarian women tend to really dress well here. Okay, I'm going to make a generalization that might not be true, whereas the Bulgarian men's not so much, not so much. And that's fine for me because I don't dress at that level either. But is it culturally something they're ready for here?
Yes, absolutely, Victor. Thank you so much for the question. Vinny can even add on this. He's our marketing head. We've conducted in-depth market research. So, meaning what we do is we track our biggest competitor currently, which would be the Facebook resale groups. They have immense growth for the past year. On average, you can see groups that are having 50,000 to 70,000 members, gaining 500 posts a day, and there's around 500 to 600 people entering these groups every single week. On top of that, We have conducted a market study, so we sent out surveys. We have around 250 answers in total, with over 90% rate of people accepting that in Bulgaria, people are becoming far more open-minded for buying used clothing. And it's just there. The answers are there from our market research, so we're very excited. And again, we really do believe that this is the exact time to be submerging into this field. So
I have two things for you. One is Bulgarians too. There's this trust thing, where it's hard sometimes for them to trust people. So if you're going to do this, make sure you have ratings and stuff like that. They have the same problem with eBay when it first came out. If you're going to buy something from somebody across the country, how can you trust them? So ratings are going to be important. And I would say that when you're setting up your subscription levels, you're kind of fashion, okay? Fashion is supposed to be creative and exciting. Don't use gold, silver, and bronze. Come up with some exciting, like, runway, whatever. Come up with some special names that are going to be really cool, that people will want to tell their friends about. Hey, I'm at this level. I'm, whatever. But it's easy. It's branding. It's pretty easy. Anyhow, that's all from me. Thanks.
Thank you.
Looks interesting.
Wait a minute. What's the question? Yeah.
What will make it different from the thousands other platforms that do the same and it classifies like OLX, like Bazaar, like OLX has, they has their own app only for fashion, and there are dozens of those. What's make you different? What's your added value?
We considered some so-called competitors in the Bulgarian market, but let's say Note, for example, they have restriction on who can sell their items on their platform, and they work mainly with influencers. Remix is another so-called competitor, but they take like a huge percentage of the sale for from the customers, from the sales. We're gonna give all the 100% of the sales of the amount to the sellers.
Okay.
Just to add really quickly, currently in Bulgaria, there's no direct competitor for us. So OLX is, you have a platform where you can sell your clothing, but it's not a peer-to-peer resale service. So it's not exactly the essence. And what we're doing is we're focusing entirely on fashion, and currently there's no platform in Bulgaria that is peer-to-peer and that allows people to take 100% home of their sales. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, so for I will give just advice formed as a question. I'm relating to what Victor says. Try to look at what Waze did to the Wazers. It's like the GPS when you get baby, professional, rockstar, etc. There is levels according to what you say in your rating. And the second thing, try to build already user-based, maybe use a Facebook group, try to grow it organically, and then try to shift them to your platform. This is my question advice.
Okay, so
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.
So, Pleggi or?
If he's ready.
Pleggi, are you ready? Oh, wait.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Can I see you? Or you're shy?
No, I actually you stopped my video. You cannot start your video because the host has stopped it, so you have to enable it in order to see me.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Okay, you are vaccinated in Zoom already?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, you're seeing me? Yes. Go? Okay, hello. I'm Yonko and I'm going to present you Pleggi, a startup company trying to reduce the subjective and biased pre-selection hiring decisions based mainly on applicant CV and not so much on their personality and soft skills. Our solution is a software as a service pre-selection HR tool that combines neuroscience and machine learning into fun online games that measure cognitive and personality traits. The collected behavioral data is used for ranking the candidates that perfectly match with company's needs and culture. We're a team of 6 young professionals collaborating with scientific board of advisors, including Bulgarian associate professors, and we expect to launch the product in 4 leading companies till the end of the year.
Question?
Okay, so my first question would be, have you contracted the 4 companies you just told us about? And we would love to know which companies they are and how many applicants they take a year.
Well, we have agreement with them to start in December. They're mainly banks and telecoms. We have agreement with A1, with Raiffeisen Bank, also with Unboxd and SAP for starting in December with the product. And what was the second part of the question? Because I think I can hear it.
I would expect the subscription model depends on the number of applicants that use the platform.
No. It's different. It's based on the number of positions. So companies are going to pay for example, for the number of positions they need, and they're going to assess unlimited applicants for their positions. So they're paying only for their open positions. They are not paying for the number of applicants that are going to be assessed through our platform.
So, are you building your own games, or you're assessing they're playing popular games on the market?
We're building own games. Actually, the whole thing is our own development, the science and the games. They're based actually on neuroscience experiments that are really old, but actually the games and the rights are ours.
So, do you think that you're successful bet on being the very good gaming development company or a psychological analysis company?
Mainly where our focus is on developing a pre-selection HR tool. So we are mainly assessment company that is making analysis, is gathering data from job seekers and employees. Not so we are not situated as gaming company.
I don't know if you know, but Boris Kolev is running the employee app, which is like a Tinder for HR services or for finding jobs. I think you should connect in some way. I know them indirectly. We haven't met each other, but it's a good proposal, yeah. Because actually we are a plug-and-play solution for job boards also. We are not going to make job boards, so we are a plug-and-play solution for job boards and also for application tracking systems that companies are using.
So you mentioned you develop your own games. So each game is per industry and per personalities that are needed. Engineers in SAP or bankers, or so each game will be different, or it's one type of game for all the testing?
There are one type of game for all companies. If they want something which is more customized and is their own game, we can make it too, but it's not part of our initial business model.
Okay, big applause.
Thank you. So the next startup is LayAlt Victoria.
Statistics, about 22% of all product returns in e-commerce is due to the item looking way different in person compared to the way it looks in regular photos on the website. This is why we're working on LayAlt. It's an all-in-one solution for e-commerce that allows online store owners or managers to do 360-degree photos of their products by themselves with their smartphones and then extremely easily upload it to their website regardless of the platform that they're using. We are extremely happy to be doing this, and we're actually a team of 6 people We have another business venture together for more than 5.5 years now, and we are experts in our respective fields, including e-commerce. So currently we are in a seed round. We are looking for 250,000, and we have a lead investor with 200,000 euros. So talk to me later, I hope. Thank you.
Take a part.
So you're talking about euros or levas?
Euros.
You got already 200,000 euros?
Yes, and pre-seed 50,000.
In pre-seed?
Yeah.
Pre-seed 50,000?
Pre-seed 50, and then now we have committed 200,000 committed for seed.
And you're looking for another 250?
Another 50.
Another 50.
Simply 50.
Okay. So you're like the Google Street View for the products, basically creating.
I love it. I'm going to use that.
So assuming you get in the 50,000, what's the goal? Until when it will not be enough? What will be the outcome after that? Basically, what are you going to make with the money?
Thank you so much. What we're going to make is we're going to finish developing the product. We have about 70% of it done by now. And we are going to expand, because currently, obviously, we're going to initially start with the Bulgarian market, but right away, we're also aiming at the Romanian market. It's pretty close by. We have strong connections there. We're part of a Romanian accelerator at the same time. But it's a huge market, and it's very well developed in terms of e-commerce. So this money will take us through the next 2 years, and of course, at the same time, we're going to hopefully get to our break-even according to our plans, and of course, raise maybe more depending on how we are growing.
So apart from the 360 view, I'm just trying to visualize how the added value on each e-commerce platform. So if we take a look at, say, a shoe online retailer that has a 360 picture, is there anything on top you add by LayAlt, or?
Thank you so much. The shoe is an interesting example, by the way, because our demo has a shoe. But yes, so one of the things is people can not only super easily take 360-degree photos of their products, which, by the way, a standard 360-degree photo takes about, even in the most optimized output, it's 400 megabytes, which is impossible for most platforms. Ours, due to our proprietary technology, gets it to the level of 13 megabytes only. So this is one huge strength of ours, because one of my co-founders is some sort of prodigy. But what we do is we not only provide the option to scan, to capture the item, but to also display it extremely lightly on whatever platform, it runs on every browser. It basically simply generates an embed link, like you're embedding a YouTube video, for example. So it's super easy, and this technology is proven, by the way, in another thing that we did with it. So the thing is that we are planning to potentially make a marketplace as well in the future. So people are able to scan their products, and then they can put it on the marketplace for other e-commerce store owners or managers to use.
First question is, wasn't the first venture successful because you're on a new one, or what happened then? And the second question, how are you going to make, so is the system allowing people to picture their clothes and their bodies, or in who is your client? How are you going to make all the retailers make 3D models of their clothes?
Awesome, thank you. So about the first venture that we did that actually gave birth to this technology, it was, I'm sorry for turning my back on the camera, but it was venue technology for event spaces. It was actually successful. We have it already up and running at several of Bulgaria's biggest hotels, and it's pretty successful, but the pandemic came and the event industry sort of hit a wall, so we had to pivot, and we thought, what else are we good at, and what can we do with our technology for ultralight photorealistic visualizations? So this is how this direction of the product was born. And about what we are aiming at in terms of customers, we are starting out with apparel stores, and I'm going to talk just a little bit about that in a second, and tech stores and distributors. Our expertise is also in technology, like technology distributors, big tech stores, and so on. And it's just a great market to start with. About apparel, aside from the obvious shoes that are easy to capture in 360, people that manage such stores are going to be able to decide for themselves if they maybe want to use, how can I say it, mannequin? Yeah, yeah. Or if they want to use it on somebody that has put it on, and then have a bit of corrections done, because our AI is going to allow for that, aside from removing the background. Or if they want to, they can just have it on a hanger. It's absolutely up to them.
Yeah, and one question from Mr.
Yes.
Schiller. Mr. Schiller?
Yep. The best thing you said was that you have an experienced team that's been working together. I mean, that, if you can get a startup that's been working together for 4 years, even if they failed miserably, that's always a nice thing to have people that have worked together and are still together. So that's a good thing. Are you doing anything with intellectual property? Because it seems like you might have some patentable technology. If you don't, you can assume that somebody's going to come and take this away from you, if they haven't already. So.
Of course, thank you, and happy name day to you as well. In Bulgaria.
Oh, is it my name day?
Yeah.
No way.
Same here. So yes, indeed, we are aiming for a patent in the future. Our technology is called inverse panorama, and what it does, it basically takes all of the photos and stitches them through object recognition and image manipulation. This AI is what it will do. It stitches them in only one photo as an input that can be viewed from all angles. So this is something that we're going to patent, hopefully, in future. And about the team, yes, I'm very happy that we're still together, all of us, 6 of us, and our other venture is still functioning.
Yeah, doing a patent is a double-edged sword, okay? One thing is you may protect your technology, but the other thing is you may find out that somebody already has the patent on it, which means you got to get around it. So I've seen a thing, it looks like a tennis ball, and it's used by firemen and policemen. And what they do is they throw this tennis ball through a window into a building, and it bounces around, and it stitches together a 3D picture of what's inside there, so they know what's going on inside. And I know they have patents, so you may somehow... So the thing is, I think you need to do this sooner instead of later, because you don't want to get down the line and find out that, oh wait, somebody else already has the patent on it.
Of course, and what you're talking about is something that we, as I mentioned previously, were doing up until recently, which is basically scanning spaces from the inside out. Now we're doing the opposite, basically scanning from the outside looking in, but it's a real danger. So we're going to start working on making way better research.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
One last question.
So I don't question the scanning functionality. How are you going to capture the, clothes are elastic and they transform? And how are you going to address this? Because clothes can, expand and it's totally different on different sizes. So how are you addressing this?
Very valid. Of course, we are going to perfect our approach to this. The main thing is that we are giving the full control over to the sellers themselves, to the e-commerce professionals. But in time when we see what works best, what doesn't, because we're going to, of course, gather information and feedback the whole time. We're going to make guidelines, we're going to give people some sort of direction and advice on how to do it best. So this is something that we have yet to see.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a short break, 5 minutes, and we'll continue with the last starters. Thank you.
Има за всеки по нещо. Хаква ти се нещо леко, солидно.
Yo! Okay guys, you can go back to your seat, go back to your beer, enjoy your startups. The music is amazing right now. Yeah, we're dancing. I'm dancing from the inside. You cannot see that. So, I have a quick announcement to make, first of all. So, I'm organizing currently a TEDx event. So, I don't want to break any of the money. Okay, so I'm currently organizing TEDx Wozinets, so if you go to TEDxWozinets.com, you can apply to be a speaker there. Woo! So this will be maybe the first online TEDx in the Balkan region, so enjoy. And Christina.
Yep. It's time for our next startup. Actually, you all know probably that this week is special because it's election week. Everybody making a huge amount of discussion about how to vote. And it's my pleasure to invite on the stage Mihaela Pesheva and Georgi Bilyukov from Real Vote to share with us additional way for voting. So please come on the carpet.
Hi everyone.
Ready to go. Showtime starting right now.
So hi everyone, we're Michaela and Georgie from Real Vote, and today we're here to present our product that basically enables the digitalization of the voting process for municipalities, municipality councils actually. So what's the problem? As we all know and we have all heard, COVID had a major impact on our lives, and especially in the public sector, we all saw the lack of digitalization and how basically councils couldn't meet and they couldn't manage their council meetings. So our solution?
What we built is a cloud-native, fully integrated, fully digital software as a service solution for managing all aspects of municipality council voting process. From the voting process itself to online conference calls, you can imagine it like Zoom integrated in a SaaS platform, to building the actual protocols and the actual outcomes of this.
I have the first one actually. I know from Little Bird that your product actually is already in use from some municipalities in Bulgaria. Can you share with us which one?
Sure. So, as of today, last year actually, in 2020, we applied for funding actually, and we won, together with our partner, Innovation Capital. Thank you if we have representatives from the fund right now. And currently, the product is operating in more than 5 different municipalities, actually including smaller ones and bigger ones as well. We have conversations with more than 15 actually other municipalities, which we expect to close to the end of the current year. As you guys know, with the current lockdown, actually they are not allowed to gather together, and they don't have other option instead of adopting a digital tool. And our tool, because we know the market, we know the competition, is the only one that unifies the voting process itself together with the video conference calls and building protocols and video recordings and everything needed for the municipalities. Was it a good answer? Good.
How are you proving that it cannot be manipulated?
Oh. One of my favorite questions, because this is something that I get on almost each pitch to municipalities actually. So what we do actually is we use Microsoft Azure as a kind of cloud provider, and then we use all the security policies and data anonymization actually mechanisms to ensure that the data cannot be manipulated even if you have access to the database itself. by anonymizing actually the actual result, hashing them into the database, and then converting them back to the actual data. And as I mentioned, it's SaaS. So apart from us, nobody has access to the data itself.
Even Microsoft.
Oh, about Microsoft, yes, they do.
Can you manipulate it? No, Microsoft can.
The guys from Microsoft can, yeah.
You yourself?
Yes, I have access to the data itself, but in an anonymized shape format.
So you can manipulate it?
Yeah.
Why not blockchain?
Oh, that's actually a direction that we started to explore in the very beginning as a potential option, but the journey actually from the idea to implementing it, having in mind actually the market was a little bit longer. So we needed to be fast as kind of COVID appeared, they didn't have any other options, and we saw a big niche in the market actually that we can fill. Good.
So how many clients in Bulgaria do you think you can close in the next 2 years? And when do you plan on expanding beyond?
Thank you. So the total number of municipalities in Bulgaria is 270 something. And the total number actually of regions in Bulgaria is around 13-14. So as of today, this is our market capacity, but we want to go far beyond that. We are currently validating the market in Poland to see if there is such a solution that operates right there. And this is the first market that most probably will focus for expanding outside of our country.
Maybe I can also, sorry, add something. So besides from municipalities themselves, we're also currently in conversations with other organizations that are on a higher level, basically, that have discussions with the municipalities and take regional, so to say, regional decisions. And they also have quite a lot of voting procedures that the software can be applied to. Additionally, since the functionality itself is used to verify, because I'm not sure if you mentioned this, but with the digital authorization of who is actually voting, this is a very important topic in this case, because digitally, if the whole council is meeting online, you cannot be assured if the person on the other side who is voting is actually him, you know. So you need to verify this, either through an OTP code that is sent directly to the device that he has registered with, or using the digital signage, which is also another option. So in this case, also for any other, also from the private sector, any other organizations that are meeting on a regular basis and are having those monthly or yearly meetings with the board, for instance, this software can also be applied in such cases. Our main idea was initially for the public sector, because this is something that it currently lacks, and it's very, like, years behind other countries. So it's something that we saw, especially with COVID, but it can also be applied, the technology itself can be applied to other sectors as well.
What's the risk that in a post-COVID world, municipalities might not need the service anymore?
Thank you for this question, actually. This was one of the questions that Innovation Capital asked us at the very first stage for pre-seed. And here is the thing. The way we mitigate this risk is that we allow the municipalities to conduct their meetings not only online, but in-house, on-site as well. What we have a partner in China, actually, that builds, we call them voting terminals, but their nature is, you can imagine, something like a smartphone, but with a much better fingerprint sensor that you can confirm your identity through, actually. And with these terminals, we believe that this software can be used in-house for not digital, but actually on-site events.
Maybe I can also add something. Sorry, but again, I believe that, especially now what we see is that COVID is not going to go away that quickly, unfortunately. So the good thing about the software itself is in the cases where you have people, it's not necessarily the entire council that needs to meet online and work from home, but the software itself actually enables for this mixed environment, so people to join from home, those that might be quarantined, those that might not be able to join because they're physically not in the region where they're supposed to be for some reason. Then the software itself can distinguish, you can register as a voting member, you can register where you're situated, if you're offside or if you're somewhere not in the meeting room itself, and then you'll receive all of the verification methods that we discussed previously so that we can ensure it's you who's voting. And then the rest of the people that are actually on site and are in the meeting room can register as in the meeting room and vote as they're seen by the chairman.
A kind of a hybrid mode. Some of them are outside, the others are actually online.
So, two questions. Do you have any patents on the technology?
Do you have
Any patents on the technology, and how are you better than all the other voting providers all around, besides being in Bulgaria?
Yeah. Thank you for this. No, we don't have a patent actually, unfortunately. This is something that we should do, and we recognize it, especially when we go outside of Bulgaria, and that's why we are going to the second round, one of the reasons. In regards to your question, yeah, there are other softwares giving the same functionality. We have plenty of pretty much voting softwares, plenty of Zooms, if I can say that, plenty of systems building protocols and reports and whatever, but at least in the Bulgarian market, there is nothing which unifies these three components actually and gives everything that a municipality or any other type of council might need. Our future vision for this product, because it was purely B2G, like business to government, in the very beginning, but our ultimate vision is to be the go-to product for organizations that have councils, need to vote actually, need to meet online, and need to record every single step and everything kind of discussed on the meeting itself. A future functionality that we believe will be a blockbuster at some point is actually transferring the language to text actually. It works well in English right now, pretty much if you speak in English, it can actually build the script of your thought, and we believe with this it will help actually to add additional value to the product itself, and it might help many councils worldwide to conduct their meetings. Was that a good answer of your question? Partially, good?
Okay, final question. There you are.
How much is the implementation, the integration time for a client, and what's the payoff period afterwards?
So, as we automate everything, pretty much, we can spin up a new deployment for literally 30 minutes. And then kind of some configuration in terms of content management and other things like the municipality logo, all the kind of members of the municipalities, all the rights. I would say that it's definitely less than a day.
And that includes future clients in different countries, different organizations?
Yeah. As long as we have the data, pretty much the structure of the consulate itself, and all the information, it takes definitely less than a day to spin up a new instance. We do it usually for less than an hour.
Okay, big applause.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, did I mention about the TEDx? Okay. So, the next startup is Severex, and welcome to the stage Alexander about Eco Startup.
Hello everyone, dear members of the jury, my name is Alexander, and today I represent Severex. We are a green startup for ecological building materials, and today when my partner called me and asked me, okay, tonight there is a pitch, can you go and represent us? I said okay, and I was thinking, how can I prepare, what should I bring? And the best sample I could bring with myself is this small piece of earth converted into high quality product. So what you see, this is an ecological paint. It is manufactured in Bulgaria, and our portfolio is with all the products you need to build a new home or a house. And our goal for the future is to manufacture all the products, all the range of the products in Bulgaria. Currently we manufacture the paints, and we plan to manufacture all the products in Bulgaria.
Questions? Is it only for decoration or it's for building? Sorry. Is it only for decoration or for building?
It's for building. It's a paint for walls. And we have different lines. Currently we're developing all kinds of paints. But the sample I have shown you is just for walls.
When you compare the performance to regular paint, with all the negative stuff, how is it comparing?
At the moment I'm renovating my home, I can do it without any issues. I can see directly, and top quality product with no chemicals. So it's really good product.
Performance?
What do you mean by performance?
How easy is it to paint in comparison to usual paints?
Oh, it's very easy, and the product has been already certified as an ecological product by different institutes in Switzerland, in the Scandinavian countries. So, for example, when you have the paint already, it must be so sustainable that you go up and down 200 times and the color doesn't change. So this is how we get the certification.
How do you compare the price of this product, assuming it's now in the market, compared to regular? What would be the price differential?
So, it's a very good question. What we did, actually, we saw that there is not enough supply of ecological products in the market, so we ranked the top conventional products and say, okay, this will be our price for Bulgaria, but we will provide eco products for the same price. So same quality, same price, but a green product.
How is the manufacturing organized? Like it's certified, so is it basically a startup, or you're a factory for this and this is a new product?
Yes, we are a startup, and we are a startup that sells the product. And the paint has been invented 2 years ago. It's another startup. My partner, he's an engineer, so he invented the paint. And I cannot tell you the exact manufacturing process. It's of course not indisputable, but we have the formula to use only what earth gives us as a product, and to combine the materials and to extract the end product. And it's already manufactured in Bulgaria, in Russia.
Did you make some sales already?
Oh yes, of course we started in June, so we are really a young startup, and since then we have completed a lot of projects, not only for the paintings, but whole renovation and.
How many projects? How many liters?
7 projects, 7 different houses in Bulgaria, and how many liters? If you see, this is a dry paint. It's up to you how many liters you use. I can tell you how many packages. Yeah, how many square meters.
Okay, packages.
So packages, more than 1,000. Yeah.
1,000 packages.
Yeah, more than 1,000 square meter. Definitely for all those 7 houses. Yeah.
How many packages? How much each one costs?
One package is 5 kilos. It costs 114 leva. It's for 40 square meters.
114.
Yes, 114. For 40 meters.
Are you having all the machines and equipment to build this, or you're using someone else's? How is it organized?
For the
Paint, yes, but what I said that we have a portfolio for different products. Currently, what we are developing, for example, is we would like to manufacture straw insulation panels, because in Bulgaria we have a lot of straw. It's a sustainable product. We have it every year again and again and again. And right now, our main focus is to start manufacturing those panels. Currently, we are testing, we are in research and development, and probably next year we'll have some samples. And our focus is to have that machinery to manufacture those straw panels next year.
So are your clients construction companies, and do you sell B2C at all?
Both B2B and B2C currently, because we have operated only several months, mainly B2C, but the idea is that we will build partnerships with different businesses as well. Because if you take a look at the ecological construction market in the Western countries, in the Scandinavian countries, it's between 10 and 15% already. In Bulgaria, it's 0. So our mission is to bring that culture to use sustainable and green products.
So you mentioned, it's made in Bulgaria, and obviously, that's one of the advantages. But what if, a German company or another company comes from another country, brings the product to the market with, German quality? What will be the still advantage of your product?
Yes, currently we are importing, for example, clay from Germany, and of course we cannot compete with a company that has 30 or 40 years experience, but we can create a joint venture with them and start manufacturing for them some of the lines. Yeah, this is the idea we are thinking of.
So I just Googled Eco Paint and there are thousands. How is your better?
It's better because it is the first dry paint. It's up to you how much you would like to use. So you can have 1 liter for, let's say, 1 wall, or if you would like to paint the whole building or the whole apartment, then you can have 5 to 10 liters.
It's cheaper to ship without the water.
Yes, yes. And water, it's getting more and more important.
Okay, final question.
And just to say, for the manufacturing, we don't use any water at all.
How so? Sorry.
It's a new technology. So I'm not allowed to say what is behind the technology, but yes, we are not using any water at all to manufacture the product.
Patent it. Try to patent it.
We are thinking about, because if we patent it, then we will say to the world, okay, this is our formula. So if they just adjust it, they will have a similar product. So it's tricky one, yeah.
What was the funding you started with?
20,000 euros, yeah, for the first step. Of course, now we applied for an accelerator. We got the funding for the straw panels. And
you got funding?
Yes.
How much?
5,000 euros. But for the straw materials, this is a different project. Yeah. For the straw panels, yeah.
How big is the team?
We're just 3. Me, I'm responsible for the business development and for the marketing. My partner is responsible for the technical side. He's the construction guy, and we have an IT guy that is building the website and all the environment that is needed to have an online shop.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, so that's it. These are the startups for tonight, Pitch2Pitch. I'm not sure which event, but second season. So, the jury needs 15 minutes, and we will announce the winner. So, grab a drink.
Thank you.
Pardon?
And even more good news.
I'm not sure about the good news. I only know the bad news, so bye. See you in 15 minutes. Thank you. Calm down, back to your seat. Yeah, enjoy.
Take your time.
Take your time. You're not in a hurry, right? Yeah. Where is Victor? He's currently writing me on LinkedIn, but he's not there. Okay. Okay. So, are we at Pitch2Pitch? Yeah. Okay. So, everyone ready? I'd like to first of all thank to our jury members. Applause, big applause to them. And I really mean it. The questions were great. Usually I don't look that fake, but your questions. And I think it's time for the good news by Christina.
I promise you good news. At the beginning of this edition, I mentioned to you that we have great startups going through this stage, a lot of success of them, so it is time actually to represent you one of them, Mankan. It's Moneti, one of the startups a year ago, came between us, sharing their idea. It was just an idea. Right now they are on the 5 finalists in the project Change of Noel TV, and please vote for them. Big applause. Ivan, say hi.
Not only this, we are finalists in a competition with Raiffeisen Bank and also one another competition for innovation, I think.
Yeah.
So we're part of 3 competitions at the moment. So yeah, vote for us for the Reach of Change competition on our TV, and thank you very much for the support for the community that IMU is growing in Bulgaria. And yeah, I believe you are doing an amazing job, because we really need such events more often, not only by you, but probably some others should organize such events. Always, if someone has a good idea, he should show up and tell it. And in my case, I was a finalist of the Pitch2Pitch competition, and I found, even though I have not won the big prize, I have found an investor, and from this 1 year it was amazing, because we released the product. We are now part of several competitions, and we're growing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm always glad that the things that we do, they have effect. We have another project here, I see Stray Sheep that won last time. They're using every day the co-working. Angry Building, another project. Angry Building, Jordan. Angry Building, and they already feel at home in the co-working, they're helping in the bar. They did the after party here. Last time was great after party. Thank you. Maybe I missed someone, but generally when you do something and you see the effect, it makes you grow and go faster, stronger, and do more. So, the winners. I will say what I say every time, that the decision was difficult, but this time I will back up it by facts. We really sat down and used the entire 15 minutes to decide, but we reached a unanimous decision, and we have a winner. But before I will announce the winner, I will give another small prize, which is not that small, but the smaller prize compared to the bigger, to a project that every time that our minds are split and we need to decide not about only business, but also what will be the startup that will gain the most out of our help, that will give it the best starting point, that will give it a push to go to the next stage. So, now Chibege, you got the prize. From us, keep with us. You can use in the co-working, you can use card. It should be enough for 5 months for both of you. You will meet, I believe, a lot of people that can help you here, and you can grow from here.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is the digital check. Come, stay on stage. You can take the TV as part of it. Picture. Cool. Stay on stage. And the big prize goes to, who do you think should get the big prize? I will tell you how much it is. It's 7,000 leva. Who do you think should get it? Let's go by the list. No, Chibe get another prize? No, that's not cool, not cool, not cool. We don't do that here. The second startup, let me feel so I will not forget. So, Unboxd, the second startup with the second-hand clothing marketplace. Vasa needs some clothing, I believe this is what we do. So, the startup with the HR gaming, Pleggi, the online guys. Cool. LayAlt, the 3D startup. What's going on? Real vote for the municipality voting console. And Severix, the Eco Paint. Okay, good competition. So, we decided Networking Premium will give 7,000 leva to the startup that is doing HR revolution, Pleggi, with the gaming for the HR. Is that 7K? It can be used for co-working, for event spaces, for co-living, for hotel, whatever you need, we believe you have a need. So congratulations. By the way, we tried your app to load it on iPhone. It's not loaded. It's already 30 minutes not loading.
It's only desktop. For now, so it's desktop only. That's why it's
okay, cool. Now all startup come on stage for pictures. All startup that presented for the classical pictures.
Do you remember? Alright.
And the judges, of course, and the judges.
Money!
Bravo, we'll write an article about this event, so we'll have backup what we promised all of the startup will win. You actually won exposure and the thing that you promised. Someone promised that will be out on April. Now is a networking part, we don't know.
Thank you for being here. Thank you. The networking is starting right now. And